Alright guys, so yeah, welcome back to class today. So as we've started last week, we started with the introduction of Microsoft Access. So in today's class, we are going to be starting our hands-on exercise or hands-on session today. So what are the basic things we need to know about Microsoft Access? And as we've known, this class is going to be weekly class for now. So the videos might be kind of long, maybe 10, 15 minutes at least, so that we'll be able to cover what some tangible things for the whole of the week before we meet in the next class by God's willing. So before we start, I've told you about what Microsoft Access that what it's just like what a data it's what a database, right? I told you one of the some of the reasons why we've decided to learn about database that what as let me say for startups or just small and medium scale businesses, it's more efficient for them to use what Microsoft Access compared to what trying to use let me say Excel or RDBMS. I mean our large relation and database management system. So I explained all these things to us what in our introductory class. Now, so that is why we've decided to choose Microsoft Access to learn, and also some. It's going to be an added advantage for some of us, maybe the people in the accounting firm, or let me almost everyone. It's no knowledge is a waste, so I decided to take it, and it's not a kind of what common knowledge like that. So having it might even make you to stand out in the midst of what a lot of people. Okay, without wasting much of our time, let's get started. Now, what do you remember what Microsoft Access? First, you need to know that it's a database as we've discussed in our previous class. Now, but there is actually a clear difference between Microsoft Access and Excel and Microsoft Word, even PowerPoint. And what is that? You see, we are doing two things in a Microsoft Access. First, we are going to be creating a database. Secondly, we now be creating tables inside that database. Let me come again. First thing is what we are going to be creating a database. Second thing is what we are going to be creating tables inside that database. Sure, you get me. Alright, and one of the things why it is not different is that what if I want to do something on what and my Microsoft Word, I can just jump into what my Microsoft Word and start typing without even saving it first, right? I can even start my Excel also like that. That what I will start doing anything I want to do. In fact, I might have finished all my work before I start to save. Exactly. But as for Microsoft Access, it's actually different. It's not that way. The first thing to do is what you have to create a database first. That is the first thing we need to do in our Microsoft Access. You see, that's one of the difference between what Microsoft Access and Word and Excel. For this one, you need to make sure you first create your database before you can even say want to do anything. Exactly. Now, and you see, these we are going to create our own database. But as for Microsoft Access, just like Excel and Word also, we also have some templates you can say okay you want to use. Let me say you want to do for asset tracking. So this is like a template. You can set to use this template. Do you see it? And it's going to give you the template. Can you see it? Can you see that? So we have different templates in on Microsoft Access, just as we have it in Excel, we have it in Google. What do you call it? What do you call this thing? Um, we have Microsoft Excel and Google Sheets. Yes, just like we have it there. So that is the similar thing yet. You can see this one also, this one. So I'm not diving here, but I just want you to know that you can see these are templates. These are templates. But that's not where we are going today. So that's not where we are going. So you can see Netwin Starter, you can if it is a contact database you want to create, it's for students, and you can come to more templates. You see a lot of what database. But that's not where we are going today. So don't let us waste much of our time. Let us dive into what we want to do, what we want to do. So now, so let me come here. I want to create my own database. That's a blank database. You can see it. Now you can see it. It's going to be asking us where do you want to save our database. Let us just save it on note on desktop for easy access. Let me save it on desktop for easy access. And what should we call it? Our class name is Access Lab, abi? So let us call it Access Lab. Access Lab. And also, you don't need to stress yourself. You can see this is what you know in Excel we have what that XML abi we have XLSX, right? So and that is extension. So for our Microsoft Access, you can see we have for 2000 2003 format, 2000 format, and 2007 to 2016 database format. This is the latest one. Don't be confused by saying 2007 to 2016. Don't get confused at all. That is the latest what type you can save it. You get even though it looks like what it's an obsolete, but at least that's still database. That is still the what the what should I call it? That's just what with the one we have on ground now. Exactly. We now have the 2018, 2019. No, you stop at 2016 database. Exactly. So and I say okay. Now, so you can see I've named it. And the extension for it for Microsoft Access with .accdb. You can see this ACC is what access. This DB is what database. Can you see it now? So the next thing is I'm going to create it. Okay. We are still going to talk about our enter center. But don't let us stress ourselves yet. You can see it after creating, you can see what do I have? I have a table here. That is how it works. After creating the table, you are going to what have what you after create database, and even if you do not have the table, let me say I do not even have the table here like this. Let me say this is what I have exactly. As default, we have just one, two, three, four, and let me say this five. We have five ribbons, including this file making six ribbons. Exactly. As default, as default, as default, we have what? Five ribbons, including the file making six on what on our Microsoft Access. And let me just walk us through it. Now, the first thing is home, just like what you do not in our Word, Excel, so you can see it. We have paste, we have cut, copy, format, painter. You can see all these ones. If you are very familiar with Microsoft as Microsoft Excel, you will have known all this one. Except for these views. What do you mean by views? Don't worry, we are still coming there. Exactly. This views is what is different here. You get me? Then we have create. Now, this is where you're going to you can see create table. We have the SQL. If you did not forget, if you did not I told you that what we have what five what I told you that we have what five Microsoft Data is made up of five things. Five things. Do not forget. I said what we have the table, we have the query, we have the form, we have the report, and we have the markup. You can see it one, two, three, four, and the fifth one. You can see it. The tables, the queries, our forms, our report, then what our markups for automation. Exactly. Please, you can always go back to the first video. I explained all these things exactly. Now, then we have external data. That means if you want to get data from news source from external, not that you want to type it. We also have our database tools. You can see it, the relationship. I talk about relationship that day also, right? So this is where we're going to be creating our relationship. We are on our Marco, our Visual Basic, type it here. So these are basically where we're going to be doing some of those things. But just that, as we are creating some things, we are going to be having some new tabs joined, and that's actually normal. Even from our Excel, I don't know if you can remember that what we have what whenever we create a table, we are going to have a new ribbon which we call what table design. Yes, exactly. So that's actually what very, very normal. Exactly. So without wasting much of our time, how do you create a table? How do you what? Create a table. How do you create a table? So if you want to create a table, you just have to come here and click on this create table. You can see it as default. Immediately you are creating a table. As default, immediately you are creating a table. You see this ID. This ID is going to be coming with your table as default. And why? Because in Because whenever we are talking about database, we need to have what? A primary key. Exactly. And also, as default, you don't need to be stressing yourself. You see this particular database is going to be and this particular one, yeah, Microsoft Data is going to be filling it for you. Exactly. It's going to be filling it for you. Now, what's the next thing you need to do? Just if you want to, you can just rename it from here. Exactly. If you want to rename it from here. And also, we also have different data types. What in our Microsoft Access, we have the short text, we have the number, we have the large number, we have the currency, date and time extended. If you can remember in Excel, we have a date and we have short date, we have long date. Yes. So that's similar to this one now. We have yes or no. So let me say maybe you want to take a particular you want to work with a question and you want to answer with yes or no. So we have the option here. So we have the lookup and relationship also. I hope you remember the relationship. That means from a particular table you want to have a relationship with another one. I hope you get me. We have the attachment, we have the hyperlink, we have the calculated feed also. So all these things we are going to dive into them exactly by the time we start our class. But this is just like the base introductory part of the class for today. So if this is it now, you can see it. Okay, let me just maybe I want to name this one. I want to name it let me say it's short text. So I can just say I want to name it my first name. You can see it. I want to name this one my last name. What should I okay, this one should also be short text. Last. You see, automatically once you click on one, it's going to adding another column for you. That is automatically. Exactly. Now, let me now type my name here. You see that this ID is going to take a number automatically. So my name is Name is Kowi ECG. So no, Kowi. Hope you can see it. Now once I click on enter, I cannot type here. You see, that is why it was giving me an error. You see, contour can't be edited. It is bound to auto number feed ID. It has been set to auto number. I can't edit it. You get it? Immediately I type anything here like this, it's going to take the number. You see it? No matter what, anything I typed. Now, another thing you need to know is that now in database generally, there's something we call we have what we know as record, and we have what we know as attribute. What do I call it? Record and attribute. And when we are talking about attribute we are referring to we are referring to the columns exactly. So this is an attribute, this is an attribute, this is an attribute. And why do we call them attributes? The reason is that what? Okay, let me say another person's name is what? Is Ola and Taiwo. Exactly. Another person's name is what? Is let me say Shade and Ayo. Get it? Another person's name is what? Let me say Lekon and Tope. Do you see it now? Now, one thing you need to know is that what if you take all this part, everything I have in this particular column, they are their first name. They have the same attribute. What? This is the first name of Kowi Eseji. This is the first name of Olatewo. This is the first name of Shadiayo. This is the first name of what? Lekon Tope. So they have the same what? They have the same thing in common. Their data, their entries might be different, but they all have the same meaning, which was first name. So we call them what? Attribute. They all have the same attribute. Is that clear? Now, as we are recording our rows, you can see it. You are going to be getting the number of rows we are having in our data here. You can see that we have record 5 for 5. So because this is the fifth one now. The first one is this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm on the fifth one now. That's why it's giving me this. Is that clear? Now, another thing I want us to know is that there's something called what we have two types of views for now. For now, yes, let's just start with that. For now, we're going to be having two types of views. Is that clear? We have the data view and the design view. The data sheet view and the design view. Let me come again. We have two types of views: the data sheet view and the design view. Exactly. And the data sheet view is where we are going to be what? Do all our typing. Exactly. But the design view is what? Okay, I'm coming. Don't let me go there now. But the design view is what? Whenever we want to do some additional tasks, you get it? Like creating. Okay, let me go there. Now, I told that what in our data access we have two things. First thing what we are going to be having database. Secondly, we are going to be having what a table inside database. You see it now. So I need to save this particular table now. Exactly, because so that what the database like what is like a big what is let me call it like a big compound. So the table is now what each house inside the compound. Do you get me? I know each house is going to have its own content, the people living inside it. So that is where it is. So let us save our table. Let me just can just say let me just do it like context like this. So let me just call it what? Let me call it what? Biodata. Conceit. So then let me come to now. This is my what? My design view. You can see it. This is my design view. Let me switch to my data sheet view back. You can always switch from here also. You can see it. This data sheet, this is a design view. Exactly. So now what do you now mean by data sheet view? What do you mean by design view? You see, like I've said, from here also I can even say I want to change everything I'm having. I can say I want to change what my data types back also. This design view is just like what? It's just like the back end of our data. See it. There are a lot of things you can still do under this our design view. Hope you are getting me. Now, those are the basic things we need to know for now before we dive into our Microsoft Access in details. First thing is what is that I've explained some things that what and look, and that is why you can see table design here, because we've created a particular table. Okay, the created table, that's why we're having this one here. To that what we have two types of views: the data sheet view and the design view. I told you that what we have what this is where we're going to be seeing our records. That what the ID is always set in auto increment. Auto increment. That's where we are going to most that's where our ID is always set, and it's going to be there. Immediately you are creating a table, it comes with it naturally. Naturally. Do you get me? Naturally. And you can say what I want to change it also. Name ID. You can change it. You can change the name of the name. I hope you get me now. So these are the basic things we need to know before we now dive into our Microsoft Access. But before we go, there is still something I want us to know. This thing is getting long. There is still something I want us to know. And what is that? You see, Microsoft Access will not allow you to say you want to load data directly into your database. It doesn't most times. It's going to be giving you issue. What do I mean? Let me come here. Let me come here. Okay, let me come here and say I want to open a data. Now for now. Oh, you know what? Let us just do that in another video. This video is getting long. Let's do that in another video. Okay, let's do that in another video. That means I'm going to be dropping two videos for today. So now check the next video. I'm going to explain what we mean by loading data into our Microsoft Access. But this is just the introductory part of everything you need to know about the interface and the environment. Is that clear? So let's stop here for this particular class. We meet in the next video. We are going to be learning how to import data and what are the things that we need to do for us to be able to import data into our Microsoft Access. So thanks for watching. Let's meet in the next class. In case you've not like or subscribed on this channel, please like and subscribe the video and make sure you share it with others that might be in need of it. So do have a nice day. Bye.